Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Happy Martin Luther King Day to you. I know it's cold, and many of us are just being lazy, getting some rest, and this type of laziness is good. You've earned it. You worked all last week and did what you had to do. So, on this Martin Luther King Day, I'm hoping that you are enjoying the laziness that has been afforded to you by the cold weather or whatnot. Um, yeah, yeah, that's the greeting of the day. Embrace the laziness and enjoy it. Get you some rest. But while I have your attention for just a few minutes, as you saw from the title of this live stream, my focus is self encouragement. You know, I am statements. Does it really matter if we speak life into ourselves? Now, over the course of time, as a parent, as a child of a parent, as a person of authority, as a leader, as a follower, I found myself a lot of times having to encourage myself. I found myself having to tell myself, "You can do this. Oh, you got it. Come on, Bruce. You better than this, homie." Things of that nature. And I'm reminded on this Martin Luther King Day of an image that has been etched into my mind during I want to say it was the Memphis um, sanitation workers strike. And they were carrying signs that said, "I am a man." Now, granted, that's under a different set of circumstances, but it is an "I am" statement. And I think that statement fits well in the social climate that we live in today. I am a man, not just from a physical standpoint, but from a mental standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint. I mean, I think that is something that every man should tell himself from time to time, just to remind himself that he is. He's a man. He's not a baby. He's a man. He's not one who runs from responsibilities, but does what he needs to do to honor responsibilities. He's a man. He is accountable. He has an answer for his actions and or inaction, which leads me um, to just thinking about this. I heard a song that I hadn't heard in a while from Donald Lawrence and the Tri City Singers, and it was called "Encourage Yourself." And it was a hit. It was a hit. It was a hit song, and it has become a staple of many black churches across this country, and dare I say, across um, the world. It's just such a powerful affirmation song. It tells you to remind yourself that you are the head, not the tail. Reminds yourself that you know you are more than a conqueror, or I am more than a conqueror. Since we're talking about "I am" statements, and I think that's very important, man. I think it's very important for us to speak life into ourselves. But more important than speaking life is important that we believe it. You know, I am successful. I am, intelligent. I am handsome. I am worthy. I am um, loved. Things of this nature. Because when you think about it, a lot of people, whether you're male or female, you don't hear this too often from the people who interact with you. You know, lots of times in our day to day walks, we hear nothing but negative talk, nothing but negativity. And so I have this book that I've yet to open, but I'm going to open here shortly. And it's called 100 Affirmations for Men. And then there's another one for other type of situations and people. But I do think that it is very important that we as individuals get into the habit of encouraging ourselves by making daily affirmations. Not just daily, but oftentimes throughout the day, you know. Because if you're waiting on someone else to praise you, if you're waiting on someone else to tell you that you're doing a good job, you might be waiting a long time for various reasons. You know, it might be an undercover hater who's actually looking for a way to get what they perceive that you have without really recognizing what all it takes to obtain and to maintain what it is that they perceive that you have. And when they find out what it is, they realize that that's not what they really wanted. You know, they wanted what appeared to be instead of what actually is. So it's important that we speak life into ourselves. I think what comes out of our mouths is very important in regards to how we perceive and what we continue to believe about ourselves. So many young people have bought into the negative um, social media content, whether it's from people that they know, people they don't know, people who are just being trolls, right? And there's a bunch of trolls on social media. So many young people have fallen victim to the mental health issues in our country based off of negative, condemning things that people say. And I believe if we learn to um, encourage ourselves, speak life to ourselves, we'd be in a much better situation. We wouldn't have the suicide rates being what they are among our young people if they were encouraging themselves. We wouldn't have, you know, people just so confused about any and everything if we believed the things that we were saying, positive things that we are saying about ourselves. And so with that, I wanted to raise the question, does what we say to ourselves actually matter? And my answer would be it does. I would not have believed that I could have graduated college if I hadn't told myself, I'm going to do it. I'm going to pass these classes. I'm going to, especially math. I had to see my way through it, but I did it. And I did it partly because I kept telling myself that I could and that I would. So speaking life into yourself, into your situation, and believing what you're speaking, believe it before you speak it, it makes all the difference in the world. I had hoped to be able to engage with quite a few people. I guess the cold has you snug like a bug in the bed watching movies or whatnot. And that's cool because the good thing about this is that it'll be available for your streaming pleasure whenever you get around to it. I'm not going to hold you long, but I just wanted to play this video that I found on YouTube. And it is filled with a bunch of I am statements that we could all speak into our lives. And if we would believe them, I think that it would have a tremendous impact on what we think about ourselves, how we carry ourselves, and ultimately how we treat other people. So, with that being said, let me show you this. and I'll have some final words. And yeah, that'll be that. Here we go. So, as you can hear and see in this little video, that there are at least 20, more than 20, I am statements that were stated in this video. And if you believe it before you say it, while you're saying it, and after you say it, and you do the things that is necessary to make those things a reality, it has a communal and personal effect that is positive on both the community and our individual lives. That video is from Melanated Affirmations. You can find it on YouTube. They've got some very great uh, video presentations. I enjoy watching those. Um, and there's several books that you can get from Audible, uh, your local bookstore, libraries, wherever. You can even see these things online on certain websites about affirmations for young men, older men, black men, Caucasian men, Hispanic men, and women, right? Uh, to try to get you in the mindset of speaking positive, speaking life into your situations and into your lives. I think it's very important. Again, I can't stress that enough. It's very important to speak life into yourself because so often you have people speaking curses upon you. And if you're not careful, you may give an ear to what's being said externally. And if you're not combating that external noise with from within with an intentional and loud and boastful positive affirmation to counteract the negative stuff that's coming from the outside, you could possibly find yourself believing the things that aren't true, the things that are a part of the status quo of lumping all types of people together and exploiting the negatives, quote unquote, negative things that uh, you tend to see, you tend to hear about, instead of believing what you say about you. I am trustworthy. I am loyal. I am a good friend. Uh, I am valuable. And my worth multiplies daily, right? Versus you're a thug. You're going to be in jail. You're an absentee father versus I am a great father, right? So it makes a difference. It makes a difference. And I would love to hear what your thoughts are about this topic. I would love to hear whether they are in agreement or in disagreement. I would love to hear what your thoughts are about this topic. Um, and also, I would like to just say thank you for those of you who have tuned in, who will watch this whenever you see it. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want to thank you in advance for your comments. I want to thank you for in advance for your engagement. And I just want to say I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Whether I have 30 streamers on or zero streamers on, I am going to do this is if I have at least one person who is interested in the topic and my thoughts on the topic. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you again. Happy Martin Luther King Day 2024. Let's not just let it pass by without thinking about the many sacrifices made by so many people, not just Dr. King himself, but so many other people of all races and creeds and genders who made the ultimate sacrifice to make it possible for us to live the way that we live today in these United States of America. And I wish you nothing but love, peace, comfort, and joy. I leave you with this. If you aren't speaking life into your own life, start doing so. Start believing what you say about yourself and watch the change happen in you. And when the change happens in you, watch how it changes the atmosphere around you. I'm Bruce Smith. This has been Essential Discourse Podcast Media. Thank you for tuning in. Love you. Until the next time, y'all be good. Y'all be good. I don't know what's wrong with my tongue, but y'all be good.